Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? So today we're going to be doing the south node of the moon Ketu in the sign of Leo, and what happens when the south node of the moon Ketu is in the sign of Leo in your horoscope, in your birth horoscope. And by the way, there's Yashi, the lazy Yashi. Hey Yashi, say hello, say hi. Hey, I've been missing you all. Say. Because I know you guys haven't seen him for so long and you guys have been complaining, hey, where's Yashi? Where's Yashi? He no longer comes in the video. Well, Mr. Yashi is right there and he's very lazy because ever since I've been here, he's like either looking at the view outside or sleeping there because, we have a tennis court, park, swimming pool, basketball court, blah, 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 whatnot. He's always active because Jamie's taking him out all day long. So he always sleeps. Hi, Yashu. Yashu is she. So anyway, guys, south node of the moon, Ketu in the sign of Leo. Well, what is the sign of Leo? Sign of Leo represents dramatic art, dramatic performing arts. It's being dynamic in any kind of work, not just being an actor, but you can be dynamic in being a construction worker and being an accountant. It's how dynamic and how confident you are in your workplace. That's what Leo really represents. But it also represents creativity, like script writing, acting, performing arts, painting, any kind of things that you express from within you. And this is why it represents romance, the sign of Leo, because being romantic, meaning that you have to be creative. If you take somebody out on their first date, second date, third date, you have to be creative enough to do something special, to mesmerize them, to make an impact on the other person. That's what Leo is. So if you can sing a song and write a poem or get them flowers, you're being creative, you're being dynamic, you want to make an impression on other people. This is why an actor makes an impression on other people. So then you bring Ketu here, south node of the moon, which is about detachment, which is about letting go, which is about letting go of material gains, emotional gains, which is about, getting away from this world, this material world, and embracing the spiritual world, embracing meditation, embracing the life of a monk, life of a yogi, living in isolated places. Ketu also represents graveyard, it represents occult world, because Ketu is about finding his way out of this material plane into singularity, the source energy. And if he has to go through occult, he'll do it. If he has to go through spirituality, he'll do it. This is why Ketu is the karka of occult knowledge and the karka of spirituality, like Jupiter. Okay, so when Ketu comes in the sign of Leo, he is like, look, Ketu is being mastery over certain things. It's like things you have already experienced in your previous life and you mastered them. Okay, you may not have accomplished them, but you have mastered them enough to know what they are. So in the sign of Leo, he's like, I really do not care to become an actor, to become a stage performer. If I have to be, I can easily do that, become the best, stage performer. And they do. They naturally get that fame. They naturally get that stage performing rights. But do they want to do it? No. It's like one of those people who naturally gain the fame for their work, but then they run away from the camera. They do not want, like Princess Diana. I don't know if her Ketu was in the sign of Leo, but I'm just saying that kind of a personality who runs away from fame, but she wants to do her work. She wants to accomplish some things. That's what these guys become. So they, of course, they can easily be actors, and people do become actors and stage performers. Some of the best ones. Why? Because not just because Ketu is in the sign of Leo, but Ketu receives an aspect or conjunction of other planets like Jupiter, Venus, or Sun, who push this person or push the native towards becoming an actor. See, so what happens is these people not only have the mastery, natural mastery over acting, but they actually utilize it in this life to gain something. See, all other planets are trying to give you something in this life through wherever they're sitting, where Ketu is trying to reject those things from you. He's like, no, don't come to my department for something. If you come to my department, I'm going to make your life miserable. Go somewhere else. Go to Saturn. Go to Rahu. They will give you rise in rank and unusual experiences. Although Ketu is also unusual. Okay, so what happens is this. Like, if you eat a chicken, it's a regular food. People eat that every day. But Rahu will make you experience like lamb chops, make you experience bison meat and goat curry and like elk meat, elk steak, frog legs with fried rice. Oh my God, I'm hungry. I should make a video when I'm hungry. I hate that. But that's what Rahu is. Ketu is also unusual, but Ketu is something who will make you experience, and you want to detach yourself from those things. So if you're eating chicken and Ketu comes into play, his time period, you might end up seeing a snake on your plate, or you might end up seeing cockroach or insects as a meal on your plate, or you might experience that somewhere and you'll be like, oh my God, forget meat altogether. That's what happens. So if fifth house represents romance, you might run into people who will give you very unusual, miserable romantic experiences, like a stalker, like a creep, somebody who's just obsessed about you. And so what happens is you experience romance and you're like, if this is romance, I don't want any part of it. So you get really like toxic when it comes to romance and love. Same thing with stage performance. You must have made some big blunder where you either fell on the stage or people criticized you a lot and you made fun of, and you just like, you know what, that's it, I'm done with stage performance. Leo represents political arena, so you're very critical of parties. You're very critical of politics. You know exactly what needs to be done in politics, but the reason why you're frustrated and you want to get away from politics because you always run into people who are totally different minded than you, and you get frustrated with that. You're like, people are not willing to change, and so I don't want any part of this. Forget politics. It'll never change. Both parties will be the same, whether it's liberals or conservatives, whether it's Democrats or Republicans. They're all the same. The world's not going to change. Forget it. That's the attitude happens because Ketu is, again, making you dissatisfied from things. But again, if you have a conjunction or aspect from something, it will change those dynamics. See, people are scared with Ketu in the 7th house. But then you see a lot of charts. I've experienced a lot of charts where Ketu in the 7th house was providing a spiritual and stable marriage. Why? Because Jupiter was looking at it. Venus was sitting with it. Sun was aspecting Ketu. Or Moon was aspecting, or Moon was in conjunction with Ketu. So it's like giving positive things into a negative things. It's like putting wine into water instead of putting water into wine. So if Jupiter is providing that wine onto water, it's enriching water. It's enriching, it's like, or milk. Like if Jupiter is milk and Ketu is water, if you put milk in water, it becomes more valuable. Versus putting water into milk, it depreciates its value. So that's what so you have to look at all these things to see exactly what will Ketu do. Will he give a spiritual partner or no partner at all? Same thing with a Leo sign. Will I be a natural stage performer who actually makes a living through acting? Or will I just be a natural actor, but I wouldn't want anything to do with it? All of these dynamics have to be seen through aspects and conjunctions, which I've been teaching you here, and I've written that in my books. But Ketu literally is about you mastering over something in this life and just looking over to new missions, which is represented by Rahu. But these guys are natural actors, natural creative people who just feel dissatisfied through these things. All right? So guys, this was my analysis of Ketu in the sign of Leo. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And if you want to know where your Ketu or south node of the moon is placed and what aspect and conjunction is receiving and the meaning of those conjunctions, check out the link below. Check out my books there, Astrology at the Speed of Light and Conjunctions at the Speed of Light. And when you get these books, I will send you the link to look at your own chart. Just make sure you follow the directions below at the link. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.